Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 2 of Monkeypuzzling the CrackPack, or Monkey Wrenching the CrackPack, or Nilorine the CrackPack, or something like that. Anyway, it's episode 2, and we're here, and we've mostly been right here, actually, in this roguelike dungeon. I've done very little exploring of the outside terrain, because my first goal was just to conquer this roguelike dungeon and see if we can get set up that way rather than the usual methods of mining and caving and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, but it turned out to be harder than we thought. If you watched the last episode, the infernal mobs are making it really grisly. We're dying a lot, but getting better. We're down to, I think we've pretty much completed level 3 and are making inroads into level 4 of this dungeon, which I think maybe has 5 levels. I'm not sure yet, but it's getting harder and harder. But we've got lots of stuff now. This is some of our valuables. I'll show you more downstairs where all the ores and stuff are. And this is just some cool stuff here. Little unique items. Oops. I'm particularly excited about having 2 of these. That's very neat. And mainly agriculture, but some stuff overflowing, and blocks and armor and weapons and more armor and weapons, and then random things and food. So this pretty much all came out of the dungeon below. So we've done very little crafting in our own stuff. Been living largely off of blackberries, which is not a bad way to live. Oh yeah, and I just made a sleeping bag for Nilo Rio, so when we're adventuring out there, we can sleep, because you do not want to go adventuring by night in this pack. The infernal mobs, man. Some of them, have potion effects with regen and stuff. That's part of it, but then they have tricks. Like they'll steal your tools, or they'll explode when you hit them, or they'll throw potions at you, and all kinds of nastiness. Anyway, let me take you downstairs and show you what's going on down there. I made a little water drop and a ladder, because these spiral staircases are a little cumbersome. Been to the nether. That's not easy either. Been doing some enchanting. Got this little thing to save the XP here, the open blocks drain and the tanks, because we have gravestones and we get our stuff back when we die, although sometimes it takes dying about 3 times to get the stuff back. But you don't get the XP back, so this is so we can save that. This is the first thing I've enchanted right here, was the Bloodwood Bow, and I'd say it turned out pretty well. So we haven't really made many machines, or any machines at all, to tell you the truth. I didn't do thermal expansion because there's other options in this pack, and I want to do something different. Nilo did set up the tinkers, and it turns out that this is underwater here, so it's especially cool looking. You can go outside and check it out. It's just the roguelike dungeons generate whether they're in water or not, so this has turned out to be a cool little room right here for the tinkers. Just worked out that way. And see if I can get down here. Yep. Oops. Oh well, we'll leave that open for now. So we've been using this to double our ores so far. I just started collecting a little bit of manulin and cobalt, and set up over here for making blocks and stuff. This is the redstone paste. I was trying to automate it here. Nilo was trying to make some, but there isn't quite enough steel in here to do it. Yeah, the redstone paste is kind of interesting. I don't know if I like how it looks. I'm going to miss my red alloy wire for sure. But anyway, just making some blocks that way. Here's our chest of ingots and things. So building up. Some of this was out of chests, and some of this, there are natural ore spawns along the dungeons, and some of them open up into caves and ravines. So a slight amount of caving and lots of just harvesting the natural ore spawns that generate along the dungeons. And this got all the tinker stuff. I just went ahead and made actually my second rapier. The first one I made, downstairs, the infernal mobs are so hard that it makes the roguelike dungeons exponentially more difficult. So you got to upgrade, and just the stone, or excuse me, the iron swords are not going to do it. So needed to upgrade that. So I made this rapier, and I put 3 levels of sharpness onto it with the quartz from the Nether, or at least the prior one. I did that first, and then I went downstairs and was slaying mobs happily. I mean, look at that. That's 12 plus 12 attack damage. Almost as good as the best weapon in the game, I think. Well, the best sword, which is the obsidian sword. The obsidian sword right here, which does plus 14. So pretty close. If there's a better sword or whatever, let me know. But yeah, I went down there and it was working good, and a zombie stole it from me. He just took it and he killed me, and then I guess he despawned or whatever. I never got it back, so I had to go do the whole dangerous trip through the Nether to get the 3 stacks plus of quartz that it takes to do that. So got that one. So even when you're OP, the mobs can just disarm you. But I started this episode right now because in the interest of upgrading, I want to get into Mekanism because it's in the pack. It seems cool. I never used it. And it's got stuff for doubling ores. It's got some cool armor. It's got its own ore called, where is it? Osmium, which makes a great armor. And I want some of that osmium armor. And I'm also going to want obsidian armor. But it takes a diamond per obsidian ingot. So I can't quite get there yet. But I can get to osmium armor, which may give me a fighting chance, because as we get deeper into the dungeon, it gets more and more difficult. So I'm going to try to start Mekanism with you right now, and it's going to be a little tricky. I've never done it before. I tried to do my homework and figure out what I was doing, but of course, the first time I'm doing anything, it's bound to be mistakes or things I don't know. Feel free to let me know in the comments what else I could have done or should have done or so on. But to start with, we're going to make 2 of these, the heat generators, and these are going to be our power source. This is a passive power source. It can be active too, but it can get energy just from this lava right here. And if you can put lava on up to 5 sides of it to get maximum power. So I've got a source block below down there, and I've got this block here just so I can place this. Did I only grab one? Oh, what happened? What went there? What am I missing? Let me see. Oh, that was copper. That's right. Let's see. Copper I've got right here. And let's go ahead and make a second one. They don't generate a whole lot of power, which is why I made 2. So there we go. And I just left this block here so that I could place the heat generator. And we'll go ahead and say goodbye to that stone brick. And there we go. So that's the max that these guys can generate, and later on we'll hook them up to one of the Mekanism's version of the energy cell so that we can be storing up that trickle of energy they're generating. But I think that's going to be enough to do just the very basics. We're going to start now. I'll put covers on these later so it's not so dangerous, but that's our power. And then over here somewhere I've got set up to make the basic universal cable, which is how we're going to get the power off these. These are great cables. They transmit all kinds of power. Pretty much every kind of power you can name. So we're just going to go ahead. Actually, I didn't need to go up, did I? I wanted to go like that. And like that. Let's see if I can get these back. There's a tool for this called the configurator, which I can't make yet. Okay, I can. I mean, let not fall into the lava. Okay, thank you, Nilo. Alright, so now we need some machines to put onto these. The first machine we can make right now is the metallurgic infuser, and we're going to need it to make some of the other parts for the other stuff. So let's go ahead and place it right here, and hopefully it's getting powered up. It says it's got 0 RF. Why is that? Is this hooked up? What did I tell you guys about doing things for the first time? Why is this not happening? Is there some kind of configuration I need to do? Configuration. What's that? Alright, well, I guess we'll come right back to you as soon as this thing is getting some power. We'll figure that out. Oh wait, here's using 20 RF per tick. Needed 8,000 RF. Maybe it's just not storing anything up yet. Let me try putting some stuff in there. The first thing we want to use this for is to make some parts we need. Because in Mekanism, let me get NEI back and get up the Mekanism page. We're going to make, the next thing we're going to make is the enrichment chamber. This is basically the macerator or the pulverizer. This doubles your ores. Later on we can triple, quadruple, or pentuple our ores if we have more machines, but we'll start with doubling for now. So we're going to need these things. I've got the steel casing ready to go. I'll show you in a second, but we're going to need to make these enriched alloys. It looks kind of like a part, but it's redstone and iron. So let me actually grab some more iron. Let's do, I'm sure we're going to need about 16 of them. So, or we can start with 8 for now. Let me grab the redstone. And, oh, let me untrigger that. Somehow the dimensional anchor thing keeps turning on. That was that blue line there. So, I know that this would go here. And, oh, okay, that's filling up there. And this would go here. Oh, and it is doing something. Cool. And hopefully, if it gets enough power over time, I guess it's really slow. We could have hooked this up earlier and let it charge up, maybe. Hopefully it's doing something, but we're going to get that alloy over here. Yeah, I guess it's not getting power. We'll have to troubleshoot that. But these are all the recipes you can do with the metallurgic infuser. That's a cool thing there, how you can just click right here and get all the recipes that you could, things you can make with it. So, yeah, a bunch of stuff, which we will get into over time. You can even make mossy stone bricks. Imagine that. Alright, well that's for a later day. Let us figure out the power here, and we'll be right back. Okay, Nilo Rio figured it out. The generators can only give power out of one side. So, and I think that all the mechanism stuff is like that. I guess it's this flat side right here that can give and receive power. So, knowing that, we can move on. My redstone's still in here. It took it all, which I probably shouldn't have put so much in it because that was most of our redstone. But it's going to go ahead and make those advanced alloys or whatever they're called. And these things make a heck of a lot of noise too. There's a config setting where you can turn that off or on. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make these enriched alloys, and then we'll come back and make some stuff with them. Okay, so those are done. We've got the 8 enriched alloys. I'm sure we'll need more in the future. And let's grab some of these steel casings. Those are going to be used in a lot of machines. It's an osmium ingot and 3 steel. The osmium ingot, I could have pulverized it in thermal expansion, but I didn't have it, so I just had to smelt them and get 1 for 1. But we're going to double them now that we have this set up. And steel is very interesting. Clavia Core, I think, has made steel very easy for us in this pack. You can do just like this. Like, say we're going to make 16 steel. Take twice as many coal, just divide it up, and you get the steel dust just like that. And ta-da! You've got steel. This will smelt into a steel ingot. That's what I'm using for my tinker's tools right now. So steel has never been easier, which is okay with me. There it is. Alright, so that's how we got that. So let's go ahead and make our enrichment chamber. I think that's what it's called. Yep, the enrichment chamber. So that was going to take one of these and this right there. We need 8 of these enriched alloys. Now this thing is just the enriched alloy with, oops, that's for the next thing. It's the enriched alloy with these on each side. So, let me do 2 of those. And that's the control circuit. There's another one you can do that's even harder. It takes a whole bunch of comparators. And at first I thought that's what I had to do. And I was running off to the nether to get quartz before I even planned to. But there we go. There is our enrichment chamber. Nilo Rio, you want to place it? And once that's in, we can throw some osmium in it, and we'll be doubling our first osmium ore. So where is it? Right there. And there it is. And noisy as you would expect. It's got plenty of power, it seems like, so our little system seems to be working just fine. And we've got it all safe now, so we won't burn up, hopefully. But there's our very first mechanism stuff, and to complete that, we're going to need the energized smelter is what it is. So like this, and let me see. So we're going to put our steel casing in the middle, and we got to make 2 more of these circuit boardy things. What are they called? Not the basic circuit, but the control circuit. The basic circuit was this one I was talking about, which is much harder. You'd have to make bronze and all this other stuff. I don't know why you do that when you can do this other one. So let's go ahead and make 2 more of these, the control circuits, and then we should have an energized smelter. So this is basically just a powered furnace, but the mechanism version. So we can put that in there, and then there's a way we can get this to eject and turn NEI off again with the configuration here. The eject is on, it's outputting to blue, which I believe is the right side, so that would be perfect. Let's see if this receives it. Nope, it's not receiving it. Is there some configuration we need to do to make this happen? I don't know. We'll get that figured out, but for now I'll do this. When I have it right, they will be automatically going in here. And let's see, we'll get our first osmium ingot that is made from osmium dust from doubled ore. So I want to make a suit of armor out of this for each of us and see how it does. So far we've just been wearing stuff that we've been getting from the dungeons, which has been great, but we need even better to survive down there, especially now that we're on the harder levels. So that was the incentive for doing this. Anyway, I wanted to start Mekanism with you guys watching, and we did that. I may add a few more machines by the next time you see this, but at least we started it, and I'll explain what I did next time. Yeah, that's our first machines in this mod pack. Alright. So maybe we'll make some armor, and we'll let you look at it before we go adventuring again. See you in a little bit. Okay, there it is, and we got it to auto-eject as well. That had to do with the configuration. The input here was red. I needed to change this to red, and that made it work. This being red right here. So that, I'm not quite sure what I did, but that seems to make sense. So now this is automatic. And I've got a full set of osmium armor. I'm kind of bluish, so that's cool. I like how we have our last tool on our backs too. That's pretty stylish. So I'm gonna see if I can enchant my chest plate. I'm 1.5 armor bars short of full, so that's not too bad. I'm sure if I had obsidian it would be full. We'll have the technology to do that as soon as we have enough diamonds. So let's go ahead and enchant this at 30 and see what it does. This is my little thing. I never go for the first one. I always try a few. There we go. Unbreaking 3 and Flim Flam 2. Oh, wow. Okay, not exactly what I was expecting, but Flim Flam might help me out a lot. It's going to do some weird effects to the other mobs that hit me or anybody. Hey, Nilaria, you want to hit me and see what happens? Just punch me. Did you get an effect? Try again. Huh. Nope. Okay. Well, he's not getting flim-flammed. I guess there's a small chance of it happening. Huh. Alright. Well, you can stop punching me now. Okay, folks. So we did that together. I'm going to keep emptying out the dungeon with Nito. It's probably going to take another day or two, and then this episode will be out. Alright, see you then. Heyo, it's been a little while later. I'm not done yet, but I just wanted to do a brief update. This guy's got almost prettier armor than I do. He's got the lapis armor on top, but I recognize that now. He's got osmium booties. I tried making a bronze set too, because I wasn't sure if the bronze in Mekanism is better than the osmium. And I put it on, and I was actually half an armor bar less. So not quite as good protection, although the durability on it was higher. So anyway, got that as a backup. But the things that have changed, besides these armor stands all over the place, is I got this hooked up now so that it's totally automatic. You can input the ores up here and it ejects over there. I've passed that much stuff through it so far, so doing pretty well with that. And I've added this auto disenchanter that's running off the same power from these Mekanism heat generators over here. It uses quite a bit, so I added some more heat generators over here. Got a whole row now with 6 more. So that makes it so this runs at a pretty good clip. Not totally fast yet, but it's definitely a decent speed for basically being free power. So got that hooked up, and I'm sure you could extend that as much as you had patience for. Yeah, so I've just been disenchanting a lot of these armors and swords and things that I've been picking up as loot in the dungeons below, getting all kinds of good stuff and using that to enchant my armor. So slowly building it up more and more. And over here is a bunch of things I've hand-picked in order to complete. So you can see it takes quite a while. I'm building up from the 1s and the 2s, sometimes 3s. These are the ones I have left right now. And I've got my little essence berries right here also to help build up the XP. And these actually give quite a bit. So eventually I'd like to have a whole line of them up here. But mostly I've been getting XP, of course, from fighting the mobs downstairs. And this adding on to the armor bit by bit. Let me see, what did I want to add to? I've got protection 2 and unbreaking 2. So yeah, I wanted to get these up to unbreaking 3 and these up to protection 3. I think the protections or any of the enchantments can only add up to 10 before they don't do any good anymore. So got to get one of these 4 and then 3 and 3, and then this could be something else. I was thinking about fire protection because that's what eats me up the most when I'm down there fighting, is the fire. It's just as bad as poison, if not worse, but there's no poison protection enchantment, which I wish there was. That would be a pretty useful one, actually. So let me see, I wanted to get this up to unbreaking 3. That's pretty cool. Let's see if I can do both of them today. No, I need 16. One more. Yeah, so that's what I want to do next with when I have just one more. I'm sure I can get there any old way. But for now, let's see if any of these are ready. No, I'll do that in a bit. But you see what I'm doing to get things up there. And I've got haste 3 on the boots as well as feather falling 3. So that makes these awesome. I'm down to level 4 in the dungeon right now. And let me show you. One, I wanted to show you how cool this dungeon looks because I appreciate it quite a bit. But the other thing is that I wanted to show you how much this having this haste has helped. So then we see we're on level 3 right now, which I think I've got all done for the most part. I had an Enderman spawner in here, but it got destroyed. And let me figure out for a second which one I'm trying to go to. I think I'm going over here. Yeah, so this one is all done up in vines and it's all like mossy and stuff. There's an actual cave up there that's got one of those flaming arrow spawners, but it's not in range of us, so we're good. But yeah, this one is mossy, and you see I'm going towards where that creeper spawner is. It's got this nice little mycelium and mushrooms along the side, so oops. Nice little lush effect here. And let me just get over to where the action is. So there's some that haven't been done yet. Here's an area I did do. And oh, I didn't stick one on you, but I guess it's light enough over here. This was a creeper spawner that I had fully deactivated, but it still managed to get triggered somehow. I've learned that these things have TNT packed underneath them. It's a nice touch for a creeper spawner, just making it even more likely that it's just going to get destroyed. And you can see the next level down, the 5th level, is nether based. So that's going to be lots of fun. I'm brewing up lots of fire protection potions to be ready for that. So, but I do have at least 2 creeper spawners that I have managed to secure. I've learned to go underneath them now and take all the TNT out, even if I think I've got them disabled. But I just wanted to show you with these haste boots how much it helps, because even when I'm just walking now, I'm fast enough to get to the spawners before they go off. So it's made a big difference, and then running is even faster. It's like I'm on speed potions all of the time. Let me see, I got turned around here. Oh, okay. Yeah, on speed. Oh boy, you can hear the blazes downstairs. So yeah, I can get up to spawners before they get me, which is pretty handy. Where was the other direction? Oh yeah. I just want to find the spawner so I can show you guys how much this is just helping me really handle this down here. Oh, there is a spider. I can't light that up. There we go. Woo! Whoa. Was that the vine or was that some sort of effect? Sometimes these guys have the ability to throw you all over the place. Oh yeah, let me get rid of these guys. So I couldn't really demonstrate because these guys had already spawned, but yeah, a lot less enemies because I can just turn these off before they spawn. You shall not spawn. Yeah, so anyway, this is just a nice looking dungeon. I really appreciate this mod. I think it did a really good job. This is just a lot of procedural generation that's looking really good. And I'm not going to be able to show you. See, I'm just walking right now. I'm not even running. And by the way, oh, here's a good chance. So factorization has it so you can map a hotkey for sprinting. So that's very cool. And so with the armor, when I run into the really bad mobs, I can take much more hits, many more hits than I used to be. And then with the good weapons, I can have a real fighting chance, literally. Oh yeah, and the last thing I want to show you was my bronze paxel. This thing is a pick and a shovel and an axe, and it's a really good one of each. So you can see it's really good as a pick. It's like full efficiency, and if you're on any diggable thing, it's almost like creative. You can go up to dirt or sand and just go. See, there we go. There's an example. And this thing, basically, I had to make a bronze pickaxe, a bronze axe, and a bronze shovel, and there's a recipe to put them all together. And check this out. It's plus 13 attack damage without even being modified, so it's even better than the rapier, except that it doesn't pierce armor the way this ignores armor. So, but if I'm mining and a monster comes up, I can just, you know how you have to sometimes whack at them with your pickaxe? Well, this actually does a really good job. So I'm going to keep clearing this out down here and get it all done. But yeah, I just wanted to show you this before I had it fully lit up, so you can just see that what a difference this speed is making. Very cool. So whoops. Oh yeah. Okay, that's what happened before I just ran up the vine. All right, I'm gonna keep running around here and see what I can do. Oh yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention that's great about the Paxel. Ooh, I'm entering the 5th level. Am I ready? Is that how much space it saves you in your inventory. That's two less slots. This is not a safe place. But notice, even though I was right on top of that, I didn't die thanks to my osmium armor. Before, if I was all in chain, that might have been the end of me. I was so busy talking to you, I didn't even see if there was carpet or a pressure plate here. Anyway, I'm going to keep fumbling along, and I'm going to get this all conquered. Oh, here we go. Nope. It's coming back up from that trip all loaded with loot. And there's one thing I forgot to show you. Oh yeah, the loot's getting better as we go down too. Is down here I put a dimensional anchor. which is the version in this mod pack of the chicken chunks loader. What was that called? I guess it was just chunk loader, but the chunk loader from Chicken Chunks. That's right. So it's pretty simple. You can just make it smaller or bigger right here. I don't know how big it can get. I guess I could set it, and I haven't. Right now it's unlimited, and you can set the owner to me or to the server. That way only I can see it. This way everybody can see it, and that just keeps this stuff working if I log out, and also has the added benefit of keeping things like all the ender lilies that I've got upstairs going. Let me just show you real quick the state of the ender lilies. They're on soil, so it takes a month server time to go. So what's that, 20 minutes times 30, 600 minutes, 10 hours, which isn't that long if the server just, if this stays chunk loaded. So at least, you know, twice a day we can harvest all these guys. But yeah, this got a full farm of ender lilies going, and I've got 4 more. If I can just get that, that shouldn't have been that hard. But yeah, I got 4 more to plant. Dink, 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 and I think I got a space over there. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Well, I just checked the video footage, and of course, in my usual style, I've already exceeded 30 minutes. So I'm actually going to call it here in the interest of getting them out and keeping you all current, keeping you all engaged in this grand adventure we're having. I'm hoping you're liking the new series. I'm really loving it. I love this pack. I think it's very rich and as balanced as OP gets compared to vanilla Minecraft, but you know, the way that the monsters have been buffed, it really gives a whole new purpose for the OP-ness of these packs. So I'm liking it. This is, yep, our next level in our modded Minecraft experience. So glad you guys watched. That means the world to me. Please leave me all your comments, and if you like the videos, please keep liking them. I don't ask for that much, but it's great for me to get the feedback to know that I'm making something that you guys like. Anyway, this is Monkeypuzzle, and I'm signing out. Bye-bye.